What about Medicaid? That's redistribution of wealth. Are you against that?
How's that redistribution of wealth?
Well,
You pay into the system. You're not redistributing.
Medicaid?
Yeah, last time they take the money out of my check, and when I go to access the system, I get services back. So,
but in Medicaid, they tax certain citizens in order to provide goods and services for citizens who haven't paid anything.
Yeah, Medicaid is for the poor, for those who can't afford.
So that's a redistribution of wealth.
That's not redistribution. How do they get help otherwise?
But private charity would be one way, but it is undeniable. Let me just get the facts. Is it true that
you think that private charities are capable of providing for the cancer treatment of someone who is elderly or poor?
My own opinion is that the American people are generous and they recognize situations that are meritorious as far as giving charity. But it is undeniable that citizens, American taxpayers, are being forced to pay money in order to provide goods and services for other people.
You're getting me in this
are they
debate.
not?
I'm not a candidate for office, and so at the end of the day,
I want to know your opinion. You're a commentator. You're a TV commentator.
I'm a commentator, but I do analysis
and a very articulate one.
Well, I appreciate that. But I think the core thing here is, look, I think that this is a chance for these candidates to get out here and to lay out their arguments on these very issues that you're raising. They have done that 18, 19 times now. Some more effectively than others, some at one time better than others. I think at the end of the day, the base of the party, the core activists out there, whether they're a Ron Paul supporter, whether they're a Newt Gingrich supporter, will come into their own conclusion as to who best will elevate the issues that are important to the community, the broader community, whether it's on wealth redistribution, or whether it's on a Medicaid program. And then we can go into the battle in the fall against Barack Obama and this administration and their failure to address some of these very important issues, and have at it.
So you would say that Medicaid is redistribution of wealth or not? I'm kind of.
I don't think it's a redistribution of wealth. I'm sorry, because I know too many people who need it, and
they may need it. I'm not denying that they need it.
This is the system that's been designed.
But it is redistribution.
What would you replace it with if you cut it off?
Well, my problem.
What would you replace it with if you cut it off?
Private charity.
And what if they said we don't have those funds to give?
You don't force someone.
What if you, on your point, you're going to force them to give?
No, I will not, because I was doing like you suggested before. You said that we should respect other people and not forcefully take their money in order to give it to other people.
What if they don't give? What do you do then?
Actually, people should rely first on their family, on their friends, on their neighbors.
What if they have no family?
And then on charity.
What if they have no family?
Ron Paul said that when he was a doctor, people were doing fine and there was no Medicaid. So I think that's true. But anyway, that's not really what I'm getting at here, because what I'm getting at is that you said you were against redistribution of wealth, and in this case you seem to be in favor of it.
I'm in favor of helping people. And if there are tools available to the government to do that, through the government to do that, then let's do that in a way that doesn't break our backs or our banks. The problem we have right now is that we have done both. And that's what frustrates the American people. I don't think the American people are going to wake up tomorrow morning and say, let's cut off Medicaid because it's redistribution of wealth. What they want to say, and what they have been saying, is let's fix the system so that the wealth that is used to help these people is done so in a way in which they actually benefit from it, and we're not growing government, and we're not making their plight, their situation worse. And I think that's a very important point. Now, when you want to talk about the broader question of wealth redistribution, about taking income that I've earned and using it,
that's what they do in Medicaid.
They do, but I'm just saying that's just one small sliver. You know how much of that is? That doesn't.
Well, I thought it was the fastest growing.
I pay much more in income taxes than I do for that.
It is one of the fastest growing federal programs that there is, right?
As we wind this up, is this: that this election is about a whole lot of things, but it is most fundamentally, in the first instance, about stopping an administration that would do far worse than the redistribution of wealth.
Completely agreed.
And so
Let me ask you,
that's the goal that I have.
and I think that's a laudable goal, and I think you're absolutely right. The present administration would do 10 times as much redistribution as wealth as any of the candidates on stage.